Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to Open Door Hypnosis. I'm Shara Prophet, the Mind Magic Coach. I like the way that sounds. I'm still trying it out. I'm not trying it out, I'm still saying it to get myself acclimated with it. Okay, so as promised, I am back this evening to do a quick book review on a lot of books that I have been reading over the years. And I just want to kind of share them with you so that you can start your collection on books to help you transform and become a powerful manifester and magician. Okay. So let's see, how do I want to do this? I think I might just start off with, how about this? This is what we'll do. Okay. So, all right. So I'm just going to start digging into this. Okay. So a book that is very good to have around for those of you who might experience some physical ailments, that you may not be able to get diagnosed by a doctor, okay, or even by a therapist, okay. So, oh, my little tendrils are sticking out to the side. Anyways, this is a great book to get. It's by Louise Hay, and it's called You Can Heal Your Life. So she talks about all of the unprocessed emotions that show up in the body, okay? And in the psychotherapy community, they refer to it as psychosomatic disorders, and in the hypnotherapy community, we refer to it as body syndromes. So it's unprocessed emotions that show up in the body, that manifest in the body as illness. And Louise Hay, she does a really good job on talking about, she gives you different exercises to do, visualizations that you can do to help you move through certain issues. There's a section in here on forgiveness that's really great. I would highly recommend getting this book because it's just got a lot of different exercises in here that help you work through some of those pent up emotions or unprocessed emotions that could be causing headaches, could be causing sleep issues. And if you're going to be starting a magical path, you need to make sure you're in excellent health, okay? You're in tip top shape, in good health. And that reminds me, there's another book that I forgot to grab that I need to go grab actually. But I'll grab it in a minute. So you definitely want to get started with this one. And another reason why you would want to start with a book like this, learning about body syndromes and learning about how your emotions play a huge role in your overall physical and mental health, is because you want to make sure you're clearing out. We talk about on this channel, we talk a lot about clearing out, old belief systems and thought patterns and behaviors so that you can have a clear canvas to begin to illustrate your new life, so to speak, okay? And in order to do that, you've got to do some healing, 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 healing. Healing is an ongoing process, but this book is a great way to get started with that. So this is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. After this live is over with, I'll go in and list all the books that I mentioned here, because I hate when people do book reviews and then they don't list all the books, and I'm going to list the books for you guys, okay? And I'll put the links in the descriptions as well where you can get them. So even if I don't get to it tonight, I'll definitely have it up probably by tomorrow, okay, for sure. So that's one book right there. Another one, a really good one to grab is Doreen Virtue's Angel Therapy Handbook. This book is really amazing, okay? If you haven't picked this up yet, I would highly recommend that you get this. This book is great because she um, talks about the ways in which, okay, this is notes. She talks about all of the ways that you can tap into angels, okay, and utilize their energy in healing. And I have used this process with some of my clients before, and they absolutely love it. It's just different exercises in here, different processes that you can use. And she also breaks down all of the clairs. So let's see. Um, all of the psychic abilities, the possible psychic abilities that you can have. She gives you the different colors that different angels represent. Let's see. She tells you about how to use oracle cards and divination tools. I'm looking for the clairvoyant part where she talks about. Oh, this is a really cool part of the book. Where did it go? Sorry, guys. I should have had everything marked for you. For mediums, for you mediums out there, she tells you how to read, okay? She tells you how to detect if a loved one who's passed over is present in the room, okay? And she tells you which side they show up on, which is really cool. So like, for example, if a deceased father or the paternal grandparents or paternal relatives show up, they show up usually on the right-hand side, okay? Then the maternal relatives will show up on the left side, okay? So she takes you through, like, it's a pretty in-depth journey into how to utilize these healing techniques with your clients, if you have clients, or just with yourself or with friends, family, you know, whatever. Oh God, I really wanted to show you guys the clairs. Maybe I should go here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, the 4 clairs. So that's page 55. Let's go there. I won't stay on this book too long, but it's a really good one, and I highly recommend that you guys check it out. Okay, so she tells you how to determine what your psychic abilities are. And like I said before in one of my previous videos, I can't remember which one it was, but I tell you about the importance of understanding your clair, understanding your dominant psychic ability and how you can tap into that. So this book is excellent for that. And then there's other books on the market too that get into more depth. And how to clear your clairs as well. So there's clairvoyance, there's clairsentience, there's claircognizance, and there's clairaudience. Obviously, there's more clairs than that, but she just talks about the 4 primary ones. So this is definitely one you want to get into. Highly recommend this book, Doreen Virtue's Angel Therapy Handbook. Really, really, really great. Especially if you work with clients, if you do energy clearing work with your hypnotherapist or, you know, some other type of, you know, energy counselor, I guess you could call it. That's a great book to get. Okay, the next one is Doreen Virtue's Archangels and Ascended Masters. This is another great one. I like this book because it teaches you a lot about different deities. Okay, and about different ascended masters and archangels and things like that that you can work with. She goes through and she tells you what they help you with. She gives you an invocation for them. She gives you a little background, a little history on each one. This one is for Yogananda. She tells you the region that they're from, India and North America. And she gives you like a little story of how somebody, you know, in her life used it. And then I love the invocation. She gives you also an example of how, because, okay, what her whole thing about writing this book is that she tapped into these different deities, okay, and she communicated with them directly and sat and meditated on them, and they came back and told her the ways in which they can be used. They gave their whole story to her, like sort of like channeling. She channeled through each of these deities. And then she tells you, like, you know, you can use Yogananda for clearing communication with God, divine love, healing, spiritual, emotional, and physical, peace, personal and global peace, unity of religious beliefs, and yoga practice. Okay, so that's just one example. There's Serapis Bey is in here. Saint Therese. She just kind of covers the whole gamut. Saint John of God is in here. Okay. Saint Germain is in there. Okay. Saint Francis. So she just kind of goes all over the place. There's Merlin, Melchizedek. Remember I talked about tithing the 10% and meditation to give you how long you meditate, and we talked about Melchizedek, so that's in here. Okay, you can learn a little bit more about that, and that's from the Judaism or New Age system. Okay, so it's pretty cool. And Melchizedek can help with correcting an unpleasant situation. It can help with esoteric understanding, manifestation, purification, shielding against psychic attack, spirit releasement, therapy involving colors, that is aura, soma, chakra clearing, crystals, feng shui, and Reiki. And then she gives you this invocation as well in the back. Okay, so really good one to try out. And while we're on the subject of deities and working with spirits and stuff, another great book that I would highly recommend is the Encyclopedia of Spirits by Judica Isles. And please forgive my nails, I haven't done them yet. Okay, so this is another great one, and I just love to crack this book over and just read about different, you know, spirits and deities and gods and goddesses. And so in this book you get the name of the deity or spirit that you're going to be working with. You get a little bit of background on them, like a little bit of history on where they come from, the region that they're from. If they have a story, it tells their story. You get the iconography, which lets you know what they look like, pretty much. It also provides you with the planet, and also they're associated, whatever other deities or spirits that they're associated with. So Hippocrates is the planet is the sun. You can also see Horus, Isis, Osiris, Serapis. So they give you all of these different things. There's Hathors in here. I mean, it's a really extensive book, so you might want to get that if you want to learn more about spirits, deities, gods and goddesses and things like that, demons and stuff. There's some demons in here as well, so if you want to learn about all of that kind of stuff. I don't know why my little curly Q is hanging out that way. Oh well. Okay, so this is the Encyclopedia of Spirits, the ultimate guide to the magic of fairies, genies, demons, ghosts, gods, and goddesses. All right, can y'all see that? Okay, cool. Alrighty, so let's see what else. So, oh, okay. So while we're talking about Ascended Masters, this book is my Bible. That's what I refer to it as. It is my Bible. So this is the Gospel According to Jesus Christ by, let's see. It is the Gospel According to Jesus Christ. Paul Ferrini, okay? Paul Ferrini, A New Testament for Our Time. And let me tell you something. This right here, during a time when I was really needing to be in my power, okay? When I really needed like healing and understanding of certain things, I would go to this book. And a really great way to use this book, and any other book really, any of these books that I'm showing you today, a really great technique is to close your eyes, taking a nice deep breath, and then you can ask out loud or in your head, what insights do you have for me today? What do I need to see in this book right now? And what I usually do is I listen for a page number, or I will usually just kind of open the book to a specific page, and usually every single time, like 98% of the time when I open up the book, I open it right to the page where I need to be reading, and I start reading it, and I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So this is the gospel according to Jesus Christ, according to Jesus. And I mean, it's and the way I like this book because it's broken down, the way it's sectioned off is, like book 1 is love without conditions, okay? And so chapter 1 is the mastery of your thoughts. Chapter 2, learning to listen. Chapter 3 is transparency. Chapter 4, freedom from attachment. Hello. Chapter 5 is the tyranny of agreement. Chapter 6, relinquishing judgment. Then there's book 2, which is the silence of the heart. The chapter names are integrity, right relationship, no other gods, right livelihood, healing the divided self, communion and community, opening to miracles, reconciliation, embracing the self-awareness. So, I mean, it's just, I love the way that it's broken down in here because, whatever you need, you just go right to that section. Or you can just, utilize that technique. I want to say, is that an Edgar Casey technique? I can't remember. Do you guys know who came up with that technique? Where you can like open up the page of a book and the spirit will just tell you where to go, or your higher awareness, I should say, will tell you where to go. So anyway, great book. Check it out. Trying to go in some kind of order. Okay, so since we're on the Jesus topic, let's go into the Sefer Yetzirah. Now, I have not read this entire book yet, okay? This is not a book that you just gonna sit down and read. That you just gonna sit down and it's not a page turn. It is to me because I enjoy stuff like this. But if you are at all interested in Kabbalah, if you're interested in planetary magic, high magic, then you want to definitely get into the Sefer Yetzirah, okay? The book of creation, okay, in theory and in practice. And this is by Aryeh Kaplan. Aryeh Kaplan, okay? Great book. So, I have studied a little bit of Kabbalah. I am not a Kabbalah master, or I'm not an expert in Kabbalah, but I have studied some of it, and I implement some of the meditations and moving meditations, such as the Kabbalistic cross, working with the tree of life and moving energy through all of the energy centers in the body, and working with the Sephra. Okay, and I got into it when I started reading the New Orleans Voodoo deck. It is heavily based on Kabbalah, and Kabbalah is heavily based on Egyptian magic, okay? So that's how I got turned on to this, and it was just kind of like a rabbit hole. But I highly recommend this because it tells you, let's see, let's just go through. So if you're interested in the Hebrew alphabet, for example, it kind of gives you all of the Hebrew alphabet. It also gives you the tetragrammaton, okay, which is the name of God. And it helps you like spell that out. It also takes you through all of the Sephirah, Kether, Bina, Chokmah, Chesed, Givrei, okay, Malkuth. It takes you through all of the Sephirah. And come on, there we go, okay. And then it gives you the English meanings for Kether, which is here at the top of the head, right? And the English translation for that is, in the beginning, God created. And hey, you hear it, hey, yay, and hey a lot in Yodevave. You hear that a lot in the Hebrew language, and hey, H-E-H, is the Spirit of God hovered. So it's very awesome if you're into Kabbalah magic, or if you're interested in studying like the Tree of Life and learning about the Sephirah, and you want to get into the book of Genesis and all of that stuff. This is a great book to have, and this is one that you're going to just always have, and you're just going to be reading it for quite some time, because you cannot just sit and read straight through this, okay? But I highly recommend you pick that up, all right? And like I said, I am not an expert in this particular system, but I'm learning, and I'm learning quite very slowly, but that's okay. I have no problem with that, so check it out. All right, and this should have been the first book that I showed you guys. This is, I don't know what's going on over here. Okay. This is The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. And I first learned about this book from a Shara Star Goddess. And I had, been kind of reading about alchemy and studying alchemy, but this book really broke it down in a way that a layperson can understand, and that I appreciate, So it's an easy read, and it really helps you gain a deeper and better understanding of alchemy. And I like this book because it really breaks down. Let's see. Let me just give you some things here. Okay, it breaks down spiritual alchemy, mental alchemy, alchemy of the soul. Modern alchemy, social alchemy, teaches you about the science of magic, and it also goes through the different planets, working with planetary metals. There's a section in here on the operations of alchemy, the 3 phases of transformation, the philosopher's stone. It just really, it gives you such a good comprehensive understanding and study of alchemy as a science and a practice. So I would highly recommend picking this up, and I have incorporated a lot of what I've been studying about alchemy into my MAGICK course. So it's really cool, really, really, really cool. And basically what you'll learn in alchemy is that it is the natural, we naturally utilize alchemy in our lives. Like it's transformation, okay? It's basically turning base metal into gold, okay? But really what you're doing is you're turning your base level reptilian primitive brain into a higher consciousness. Okay, so it's an ascension process, and that is what this book gets really detailed in. And so you're going to go through the alchemical process naturally. It's inevitable for everybody to get to a point in their lives where they begin to ascend and expand and want to know more and begin to heal and begin to face their demons and things like that. So we all naturally do this, but to have an understanding of it and to really understand the symbols, there's a lot of symbolism in alchemy, and it's very, very prevalent in our modern world. You see these symbols all over the place. You see them in movies, you hear it in music, so it's important to learn about this. This will probably be my suggestion to be like the first thing that you read when you get on this path. Yeah, I would say this would be the first thing that you read about, and then follow that up with You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, because this is going to be like the springboard into that beginning process of the transformation. All right. The other thing that you want to grab is, and this is not my favorite book on symbols. There's another book on symbols that I purchased for my godson at Christmas time, and I'm going to get that one, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I think it's called The Book of Symbols. But I like that one a little bit better. But this is a great one. This is a really good book to have. Like if you want to know about symbols, you want to understand symbolism, because you'll be able to gain a better understanding of of life and the country that you live in. I'm gonna do another video in a few weeks on how symbolism is found all throughout the District of Columbia. As you guys know, that's my hometown, and that place is supercharged with energy. Is supercharged with this like majestic energy, and I've always referred to DC as a majestic town. Even before I fully got into studying all of this stuff. I always felt like, even when I was a little girl, I felt how majestic it was. And when I say majestic, I don't mean like grand and glorious and glamorous. Definitely was not that when I was growing up there. It is now, but it was not when I was growing up there. But when I say majestic, I mean that, what I mean by that is the energy was very loaded and coated with magic. Okay, the way the city is laid out is magical. The way it's laid out, and it's like that by design. It was designed on purpose that way. But learning more about symbols, when I go home, I am the biggest tourist when I go home to visit, because I go to the museums, I go to the monuments, I go to the Capitol. I think I've taken like 3 tours of the Capitol within like the past 2 years, because I just enjoy being surrounded by that kind of energy, that kind of information, and being able to look at things from a different perspective. While the tour guide is telling you one thing, I'm looking at it like, I know what that means. You know what I mean? That means something completely different than what you're saying, or you're not giving us the full story, because they don't even know. To be honest with you, they don't know. So definitely get you a book on symbols. It doesn't have to be this book. This book is cool. I don't know, it just didn't really speak to me the way the other book did. When I bought it from my godson, I was kind of like, I want this book for myself, but I'm gonna get it. But yeah, definitely, you can check out. I would say get this one, the Complete Dictionary of Symbols. I would definitely say just have this in your collection, because when you need to go look something up, you have this, and this is a very comprehensive guide to symbols, all right, to understanding symbols. So in no way am I saying don't get this. I'm just saying it's not my favorite book on symbols, since I have was able to see another one. Okay, so yeah. All right, so let's Okay, so let's get into healing stuff, healing and transformational types of things. All of these books are pretty much that will help you transform. But okay, I'm gonna start with this one. So I showed you guys this book the other night. This is the Pleiadian Workbook, Awakening Your Divine Ka by Amor Kuan Yin. And this book is awesome. I picked this book up, I want to say maybe 6, 7 years ago. I picked this book up, and I have been implementing the energy healing process in this book ever since then, and it has really opened me up. It has really set me on my path. Okay, so I highly recommend this. I also utilize this process in my Be Magic course. I teach people how to do this process. Of course, I have added my own stuff too, because that's just me. While I take in information from different places, I practice it and practice it and practice it on my own, and then I start adding my own twist to it so that I can share it with other people. But I always give the source. I always let you know where I got it from. And I say, I got it from here, but what I'm teaching you is a blend of what I've learned, as well as, extra added things that I bring on my own as a person who's doing this work, and as a person who is trained in a healing modality, okay, in several healing modalities. But check this book out, okay? So she teaches you all about the power of using roses. Roses hold the highest vibration of all the flowers. She teaches you about how to blow roses, how to ground yourself in roses. She goes through a whole grounding process. And I love this book because this is a channel. She received a transmission from the Pleiadians, okay, from the these beings from the planet Pleiades, or from the star system Pleiades. And this particular system that she downloaded is to help human beings balance out the energy in their bodies and heal energetically. Okay, very powerful stuff. She does some dolphin repatterning in here, and like cocoon healing, balancing your personal shield, meeting your inner spirit. I mean, it is some amazing stuff in here. Meeting your inner warrior and warrioress, meeting your inner child. It's some great stuff in here. So definitely pick this book up. Get into it. You don't even need to believe in multidimensional beings to read this book. I think you should read it just because it has some great information in here. If you need to heal, if you need to learn how to release, cleanse energy, run your energy, ground yourself, there's a lot of different therapeutic processes and modalities in here that are very good, and a lot of it is stuff that I went to school for and was trained for. Obviously, yes, I was very like, oh, okay, I do this already, yeah. But this is for somebody who hasn't quite gotten to the point where they're going into training. Get this book, get it, okay? Clearing beliefs, judgments, perfect pictures, and thought forms. This is that's NLP. That's NLP right there. Okay. So if you're interested in learning about NLP, if you're interested in learning about energy clearing, if you're interested in learning more about hypnosis, this book all encompassing. Okay, definitely get that. Okay, and the next book is one of my favorites, by Franz Barden, The Initiation into Hermetics. This book is amazing, okay? Um, Again, if you want to learn about um, okay, this book right here is going to take you from point A to point Z in your in creating the blueprint or receiving the building blocks that you need for transformation and for your magical path. Okay, some magicians say this is the only book you'll ever need. Okay, um, I would agree with that. However, I have a thirst for knowledge, so I will never stop buying books and reading other pieces of literature. But what I will tell you is this. Um, I have been reading this book now for maybe about 6, 7 months. I haven't finished all of it yet because you're not supposed to zoom through this book, okay? It's supposed to take you at least a year to finish this book because you don't just sit down and read this book, okay? You read it, you do the exercises in here for like at least a week at a time, one exercise a week, and then you read the next portion. You do it, you read the next portion. You do it, you read the next portion, okay? That's how this book goes. What's crazy is, and I realized this today as I was flipping through here because I needed to grab some information about the polarities and elements, things like that, electromagnetic information about certain elements that I was incorporating in my program, my MAGICK program. And I'm flipping through it and I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Did I like unconsciously build my program around like the first step or the first section of this book? And I'm like, oh my goodness. Now it's not verbatim, obviously, because that would be not good. But I definitely tapped into this energy. Like something happened where I clicked into this and just basically modeled my program, I guess, after this. But I didn't even realize I was doing that, honestly. I had no idea I was doing that. I got a download of how to structure the program, and I'm structuring it. I'm pulling from all of my resources and my training and my background, and I put it into this program. And tonight's lesson was on being intentional, okay? And he talks about how to set your intention and charge your air, your water, and your food with your intention, and how you can go about utilizing the things that your body needs for nourishment and maintenance and survival, and how you can use that as a way to help manifest what you want. And that was a part of tonight's lesson. So yeah, this is a good one. This is another goodie. Get that for sure. Get that. And he has a very interesting history. Franz Barden. He's long gone. Long gone, long gone. This book was published. Let's see, when was it published? It was first published in 1956. So this book has been around for a while. And this is Franz Barden. There's a picture of him in the front right here. Okay. So he's a very powerful magician, Christian man, but very, very powerful magician. Check it out. He has other books too on the market as well. He has a book on Kabbalah as well, and so check that out too. Okay. I don't have that one yet, but I'll get it. I'll get to it. All right, and one more. Okay, that wasn't too long. I thought I was going to be here for a long time going through these books. So one more is Financial Sorcery by Jason Miller. Okay. Love this book. It's some powerful stuff in here. to say about that. So this book is not just, okay, so this book is not just about, oh, let me use some magic so I can manifest $1 million. No. What I love about this book is it is a practical approach to finances, okay? But utilizing the power of magic to help reprogram your subconscious mind, because remember, all of this stuff is all about reprogramming the subconscious mind, okay? And if you don't read anything else, just know that you need to deprogram your old thoughts and reprogram it with some new ones, just so that you can get what you want, so you can live the life that you want to live. Okay, that's what all of this stuff boils down to. But the beauty of it is that these books give you different approaches to it and different tools that you can use. And reading in general is just magic in itself, you know. So when you read, you are unlocking parts of the brain that just help you to see differently, have a different perspective, you know, open your mind up, expanding you. Okay, so I love this. And this, I'm just going to read some of the things that he talks about in here. He says, financial sorcery will give you the step-by-step instructions on how to improve your fiscal situation. You will learn how to stop using magic to fix emergency problems and start using it to build your dream life. Use times of economic uncertainty to create new opportunities rather than cause problems. Work joyfully with money as part of your spiritual discipline rather than a necessary evil. Make offerings to help increase the flow of prosperity around you. Ditch old concepts and retrain your mind, to make money in today's world. Use the interplay of macro and micro enchantment to find jobs and get promoted. Deploy strategic sorcery to kill your debt. Create secondary income streams that will ensure continued revenue. Pick this up. He also has several videos on YouTube. Jason Miller. Just type in Jason Miller or financial sorcery in the search engine. And it's financial sorcery, magical strategies to create real and lasting wealth. Yes. And he also gives you some sigils in here to incorporate in your ritual work. I use one of these quite often, and it helps a lot. So I'm trying to find, okay, so here is the sigils, some of the sigils that you can use. There's sigils in here for intelligence gathering, okay? This is the information age, whether you're looking for information about an investment, trying to anticipate sales, or trading in information itself. The sigil goes out into the world and helps bring the right information back to you. The sigil seems to work best when visualized and released rather than inscribed on a substance. So he tells you how to use these sigils, what they're used for. Yeah, he's also using some planetary magic in here as well. It's just a really this is a goodie. This is another goodie. Pick it up. Ding ding. Pick it up. Okay. Hold on one second. There's one more book I want to grab for y'all. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, and finally, Magical Healing by Josephine McCarthy. This is great for anybody that is working with energy manipulation, whether you're a magician, whether you are a Reiki master, a hypnotherapist, an NLP practitioner, acupuncturist, if you're a doula, anybody that is in the healing arts, okay, or anybody that uses energy to manifest things, you want to get this. Because what happens as you're going through this process of becoming a stronger practitioner of the arts, okay, as you release things, as you transform and ascend, you will experience certain things happening in the body, some illness, some sickness, some pains, okay? So this book is really good because she talks about how to clear all of that out and how to work through it, okay? Let's see. Let's see if I can. She tells you how to use tarot cards for health interpretations, to get information, to do readings around your health, to figure out where, what areas in your body or around your health that you need to focus on and what you need to do about it. Which is really cool because I'm a reader as well. And I've actually used the tarot to help me through some health issues before, and it's very, very powerful. Oh, okay, so she talks about here, let's see, here's one section here, beings and the disturbance of the mind. This is one of the greatest dangers of powerful magic. Though thankfully, depending upon how good your magical methods are, it is also a relatively rare problem. I mention it here only because it does sometimes happen, and a magician needs to know its signs and symptoms and to do if it happens to someone they work with or they recognize it within themselves. Please also bear in mind that some of the symptoms of this problem can also manifest in more common and much less dangerous conditions. And here are some examples. Intrusion, a rare occurrence, similar to a real possession, which is also very rare. If a being has half pushed its way into you and is trying to push you out entirely, and any type of being can do this, it is important to be aware of it. So she goes through all of the different possibilities of what you might experience practicing magic, or whatever it is that you're doing. If you don't want to call it practicing magic, but you're working with the elements, you're working with entities, and you're working with deities and different energies. Okay, so this is a really, really something that you need. You need this if you're going to be doing this kind of work. Okay, somebody just left a message. I'm sorry. Sue says, I wish it was earlier so I could watch more. I'm only leaving to sleep. Can't wait to watch this the rest of it. Okay, good. Yeah, so yeah, it'll be here. Sorry guys, I got started late because I finished my Be Magic course a little bit later tonight. So sorry I got a later start, but it'll be here so you guys can go back and watch it. Guardians of the organs. She talks about the different entities that govern the organs and how to work with them. So check it out. All right, guys. So like I said, I'm gonna put a list of these books in the description box probably tomorrow because I'm so tired. I can't right now, but I will leave them out and I will put them in the description box below. And I hope that you check these books out. You don't have to go out and order all these books at the same time. I've been collecting these books over the years, and these are just some of many others that I have been reading, and some of them I've finished completely. Some of them I have read some and done some of the exercises, and I put it down and I go and I pick up another one, So I've kind of just pull as I need them, and going through and using that technique that I told you about. Like if let's just say you got a lot of books that you need to get through and you're not sure which ones to read first, do a little meditation and ask your higher consciousness which books you need to pick up and read. And you'll be led to the books that you need. And then once you get the book in your hand, you can just say, okay, what insights do you have for me today? What do I need to see in this book right now? And just listen for a page number, or just allow for the book to kind of open on its own, or just open up to a page, okay? And then you'll know that it's for you. You'll know that it's for you, all right? So, Lord, my eyes are burning. I'm so tired. Luckily, I work from home tomorrow, so I might sleep in a little bit. That's kind of hard to do when I have a kitten that is very demanding. She doesn't really let me sleep that long in the morning, but that's okay. But yeah, so this next week is the last week of my Be Magic course. I'll be officially done with the beta testing. And so I'm going to be doing a pretty aggressive marketing for that, okay? So bear with me, guys, because I will be mentioning it in videos and things like that. But I think that it's important to offer this service to people because it is very, very powerful, deep work that a lot of us just don't take the time to do. And sometimes you'll do it more if you're in a group setting because the accountability, you have other people who are doing this with you, and you don't want to show up to class and not having done your assignment. So, and in that process of you actually doing the work, you find, that's my kitten, sorry, you find that the shifts begin, and then you move from kind of wanting to do it to you can't wait to do it. It's fun. One of the students tonight said, I think, these don't feel like assignments to me. This doesn't feel like homework. I feel like every week you send us an assignment. I feel like I'm getting a gift. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's amazing. So I might actually, instead of calling them assignments, I might say this week's gift is XYZ. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I know it's late, but this video will be up, so check it out. Check out some of these books. Like I said, I am not an expert in all of this stuff, but I am an expert in reprogramming and reconditioning of the mind. I'm also an expert at tapping in and tuning in to your higher consciousness. But these books are very, very, very great for you to tap into and dig into, because they're going to give you a lot of information and resources that we all need, especially right now during this time where stuff is weird. So things are weird. So I hope you guys check out these books. Leave any questions that you might have down below. And I will see you on the next video, probably on Monday night, all right? So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to be alerted when I upload a new video, hit the bell notification icon somewhere down there. Check out some of my other videos. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, you can click on my website, www.opendoorhypnosis.com. Schedule a free consultation. We'll discuss what your needs and goals are, and we'll move from there. All right, I gotta go because I have a whiny little cat. She wants to play. It's been all work for me all day, so I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night. Get you some rest. Bye.